Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 8744, and today, guys, we'll be doing my Europa League round of 16 predictions, guys. Just to let you guys know, in the playoff round, I got 6 of the 8 correct predictions. The only ones I messed up with were Fenerbahce and AZ Alkmaar. I predicted, what is it called, Anderlecht to advance, and I predicted Galatasaray to advance. So, like I said, guys, we're gonna see. I'm gonna get right in the round of 16. Hope I can at least get 4 right. And yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So let's start with the first match we got here, guys. It is AZ Alkmaar versus Spurs. Here's the thing, guys. You have to give a ton of credit what AZ Alkmaar did against Galatasaray. The fact they were able to destroy Galatasaray in the first leg, pretty much destroy any hopes to come back in the second leg, and even led 2-0 in the second leg, even though Galatasaray made the comeback, is phenomenal. And I think AZ Alkmaar have shown their value, and I think Dutch teams in Europe have really proven their value, guys, and how difficult they are to beat. That being said, they're playing up against a Spurs team that are obviously superior to Galatasaray. Spurs are obviously superior to Galatasaray. That being said, though, Spurs have been decimated with injuries this season. Postecoglou was the hot seat. Spurs are in a really bad position in the Premier League, and they're pretty much going all in for this competition because that's pretty much the only competition they can win because they're out of the FA Cup, they're out of the Carabao Cup, and yeah, it's looking really peak. I honestly think this is a really tough one to call. I think this will be close. I could see this one maybe even going to pens. But something tells me that Spurs is going to pull through. And the reason why I think Spurs will pull through is because this is it. This is it. They're putting everything in their basket. And you have to give credit to Ajax Alkmaar. They're a very solid team, and I respect the team. But I don't think they have enough quality to beat Spurs. And I don't think they have another upset in them. But would I be surprised if AZ Alkmaar beat Spurs? Of course not. I mean, it's Spurs of the day. These guys are bottlers in Europe. Like, I don't trust them. But I at least trust them for the next round. We'll see how far they could go because, like I said, for Spurs, man, this is pretty much make or break. Because Ange Postecoglou, if you don't get Spurs to win the Europa League, you're probably getting sacked. Moving to the next match we got here, guys, it is Ajax versus Frankfurt. Ajax, man, wow. I was very disappointed to see how Ajax did in the game against USA Law, but you have to give credit to Ajax because even though they were down a man in the second leg, they still fought and persevered and managed to get the goal that was necessary for them to advance. And so Ajax have shown that while they may not have the players like the past, so Frankie de Jong, Matthäus de Ligt, they have character, they have fighting spirit, and I think that could be very crucial at a game against Eintracht Frankfurt. And we know Frankfurt is no sleep joke of a team. I mean, this is a team that won the Europa League 4 years ago, guys. So remember, guys, this Frankfurt team is not a team to be looked at. That being said, though, Frankfurt did lose a star guy, Omar Marmoush. He obviously left to Manchester City, which is a big, big blow for the Europa League aspirations. And I still think Frankfurt are a good team. You still have Kevin Trapp that's still there. You still got quality players are still there. And for Ajax, obviously, you got the big player, Robbery that's there. Bergwijn that's, of course, there. And yeah, I just think it's going to be interesting to see. Not Bergwijn, sorry. You have the player Henderson that's still there. It's going to be a tough one, guys. I have to go with Frankfurt. I have to go with Frankfurt just because I feel like for me, as good as Ajax are, and I think they're a good team, I just feel like Frankfurt's a very underrated team, and I feel like Frankfurt's a really solid team. And I feel like Ajax, I don't think will have enough quality to beat Frankfurt, and I just think Frankfurt's going to beat them. I just think Frankfurt's going to beat them. I do think this will be close, though. I don't think this will be. I think this will be a lot closer than people will think. I could see it's going to extra time, but I do think Frankfurt's going to overcome in 2 legs, and especially the second leg being in Germany. I think it's going to pay massive, be massive. The third game we got here is Bodo Glimt versus Olympiacos. Bodo Glimt, man, what a comeback that was against FC20 the previous round to knock them out. And you know what's really interesting, guys? They were the only Dutch team to get knocked out in the playoffs. Every other Dutch team advanced, which is pretty interesting. Anyways, so Bodo Glimt have been fantastic. You have to give credit to that comeback, and I think that what they did is phenomenal. They're playing against Olympiacos team. They have the top goal scorer right now in the Europa League. Alkabi! That Alkabi guy is a baller, man. What a baller he is. And for those that don't know, he's the guy that basically won Olympiacos the Conference League single-handedly. And so for me, I don't really see Bodo Glimt. I just don't think give them a much of a chance because of the fact that Alkabi alone, I just think is going to just be enough. And I just think he has too much firepower. He's in such scintillating form that I think he's going to do it. I would love to see Bodo Glimt do it. It would be amazing to see if they can make the quarterfinals run like they did in the Conference League a few years ago in the Europa League. I don't see it, man. I think it's round of 16 at best. And for me, round of 16 is still a pretty good achievement. You made it to the second round, the knockout phase. Man, a pretty good achievement, I have to say. So And yeah, Olympiacos, man, they could be a potential dark horse this season in the Europa League. Moving to the next one we got here is Victoria Pleasant versus Lazio. Victoria Pleasant, for those that for basically guys, is a very defensive team. They don't score a lot of goals, but defensively they're very difficult to break down. They don't concede a lot of goals either. And Lazio this season, man, I've been very impressed with Lazio. Lazio have been fantastic this season. I think they've been a team that have surprised me a lot this season. And I didn't see this coming. I didn't see this coming. Castellanos has been balling out, you know. And I think Lazio is a really underrated team, guys. And I could see Lazio going far in this competition. So I'm gonna say Lazio will prevail in this one, guys. I just think they're the overwhelming favorites against Victoria Pleasant, and Pleasant they just don't have enough attacking quality to compete. Moving to the next one we got here, it is Fenerbahce versus Rangers, guys. Fenerbahce, man. Jose Mourinho at the helm, man. Things didn't go so well the league phase. You know, they just finished the top 24, but then they defeated Anderlecht in a pretty convincing fashion, pretty much decimated them. And I think players like Edna Zeri and Jacko is coming through, and I think Fenerbahce are looking really solid. Rangers, on the other hand, though, are a very, very good team. Obviously, we know the guy, Tavernier. He's one of their best players, of course, and we know how good Rangers is, particularly Catwell as well, I believe as well. And their goalkeeper, I think, is Butland. Yeah, Rangers is a very good team, of course. And I think this will be very interesting, guys. But I think this will be a repeat of what happened the first leg. Kind of like what happened against Anderlecht. I think Fenerbahce just are the overwhelming favorites. They have too much quality. And I think Fenerbahce will pull through. Even though the second leg is going to be away, I do think Fenerbahce will take care of business the first leg, win by a big margin. And the second leg, they'll maybe play for like a 1-0 loss or maybe a draw and then still advance. So I can see something like that happening. But yeah, Fenerbahce for me, the favorites here. The next we got Roma versus Bilbao, guys. This is the big one, guys. This is probably the matchup that I'm most excited for. Now, obviously, I think the two teams did play against each other this season and the Europa League that ended in a 1-1 draw and Roma. Roma have been good though, and I think Claudio Ranieri has been a good upgrade for them. He's definitely steadied the ship, and he's made Roma into more of a team that can keep their defensive shape, which I think is that wasn't present under De Rossi. And Roma, I just think are a good team. But the problem I have with Roma, guys, is just their attack is so limited because it really does feel like it's Dybala that's pretty much carried this attack. Whereas Bilbao, on the other hand, you got players like Nico Williams, you got players like Iñaki Williams, you got Sanset, you have so many ballers in Bilbao. And in the second leg being at the San Mamés, I just think Bilbao are the overwhelming favorites for this one. I just think Roma, for me, they're going to have to really, really improve if they want to beat Bilbao because I believe Bilbao is one of the teams to look out for this season in the Europa League. And remember, guys, at my predictions we made earlier in the year, this was the team I picked to win this year's Europa League. So we'll see how that ages. But yeah, that's my pick. Moving to the next one, got here is Fenerbahce versus, sorry, not Fenerbahce, FCSB versus Lyon. I mean, FCSB, what a story it is for them. Like, the Romanian team to make the knockout playoffs is an incredible achievement. And you know what's crazy, guys? For large parts of the league phase, they were in the top eight. So they're a very, very difficult team to play against. They're defensively very tough to break down. They've accumulated a lot of yellow cards, which just shows how um, defensive they are. And I've been impressed with them. I've really, really been impressed with them, and I didn't see this coming. Whereas for Lyon are a good team. Obviously, we know the players we got. We got Mika Dodds, we got Lacazette. Lyon have so much quality up front. And I think that alone, Lyon is just going to overwhelm them. I would love to see FCSB make it through, but I just don't think have enough quality, unfortunately, to prevail. And now for the final matchup, guys. We got Real Sociedad versus Man United. This one, guys, it's such a difficult one to call. Because this one, in my opinion, is about as 50-50 as it can get. Because I know a lot of people are going to sleep. A lot of people are going to sleep on Man United. And Man United has been a terrible team this season. They've been a joke team this season. Obviously, they have not been good this season in the Europa League. The league guys are currently right now in the bottom 10. They're actually, I think, 15th at the time of recording this video. And it's just really embarrassing, guys. They're just a mess of a team. Their attack is just so disjointed. Their defense is so catastrophic. They got Onana and goal, who is conceding for fun. It seems the midfield looks so all over the place. United just look like a calamity. That being said, though, United have been good in the Europa League. In fact, they're the only team in the Champions League Europa League that are yet to lose a game. That is incredible. That is absolutely phenomenal what Roma Amorim has done. And so I think for United, this is pretty much the only competition they can win. Kind of like with Spurs. But here's the thing, though, guys. They're playing against Real Sociedad team that we know on their day can be a very good team. You got players like Kubo, you got players like Becker, you got players like Oyarzabal, Zubamendi. There's a lot of quality in this Real Sociedad team. My concern with Real Sociedad, though, is that the fact that the second leg is going to be at Old Trafford. So for Real Sociedad, I think for them to advance, they have to win the first leg. Simply must. If they don't win the first leg, it is Joe. It might be Joe over, guys, because Man United have the first leg away. So it's a very tricky one, guys. It's pretty much a coin toss. I'm gonna go with Sociedad for this one, but honestly, United have what it takes because I know a lot of people are gonna write United off, and rightfully so. But guys, United could be a team to look out for this season in the Europa League, guys. So we'll have to wait and see what United we get in the Europa League. And yeah, there you guys go. So that are my predictions, guys, for the Europa League round of 16. Let me know your predictions in the comments below, and best of luck to all 16 of these teams.